Hi, everyone. I'm here to share a strange and unbelievable experience that I had. It was one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments that defies explanation. I received a phone call from my future self. Before we dive into this mind-bending event, I want to ask you for a favor. If you find our stories interesting and would like to support us in reaching more people, please hit that subscribe button. Your support means a lot to me and helps us continue sharing incredible tales, so thank you. Now let's dive into my unforgettable experience. It all started when my wife and I were enjoying a beautiful day at the beach with our 3 children. The sun was shining, the waves were crashing, and we were having an amazing time. However, there was one thing that was bothering me. I'd been trying to contact my uncle by phone for days, but he wasn't answering his calls or texts. This was unusual because my uncle, who is in his mid-70s, always carries his phone and is very responsive. I had a premonition that something might have happened to him because my aunt had recently passed away, and I knew he was struggling without her. He had even mentioned that if anything happened to him, he wanted to be buried next to my aunt. Determined to get in touch with him, I called him again, but still no answer. To make matters worse, my father also couldn't get through to him. We tried calling from different phones and even tried calling his landline, but there was no answer. We were starting to get worried. At that point, I decided that I couldn't just sit around and wait. I needed to take action and find out what was going on. As a police officer, I was familiar with resources that could help locate missing persons, so I reached out to a friend in the missing persons unit for assistance. He suggested that we check my uncle's house to see if everything was okay. But before I left the beach, I made one last attempt to call him. To my surprise, the call went through, and I heard his voice on the other end. I couldn't believe it. I had been trying to reach him for days, and now he was finally answering. I asked him, "Are you okay?" And he replied, "I'm fine." His response didn't sound like my fun-loving uncle. It sounded cold and robotic, like a stranger was imitating him. I was deeply disturbed by the change in his voice. I continued asking questions, but his responses were still the same. Short, emotionless, and not like my uncle at all. It was as if I was talking to a completely different person. Concerned about my uncle's well-being, I asked him, "Are you sure you're okay? You don't sound like yourself," but he insisted that he was fine. Something about his tone of voice made me suspicious. It was clear that something was wrong. As I listened to his strange responses, I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was dealing with a situation that defied explanation. I sensed that there was more to this call than met the eye. After hanging up the phone, I immediately drove to my uncle's house. I couldn't stop thinking about his strange behavior, and I was worried that something might have happened to him. As I approached the house, I noticed that his car was parked in the driveway, and everything seemed normal from the outside. When I knocked on the door, there was no response. I tried again, but still no one answered. Growing increasingly concerned, I tried calling my uncle again, but the call went straight to voicemail. I knew that something was wrong, and I had to take action. As I stood outside my uncle's house, I thought about what to do next. I was worried about his well-being and wanted to make sure that he was okay. At that moment, I realized that I needed to call 911 and ask for a wellness check. As the police arrived at the scene, I explained the situation to them. They were very professional and helpful, and I appreciated their quick response. Together, we went inside my uncle's house to check on his well-being. Inside the house, we found my uncle lying on the floor. He had passed away. I was shocked and devastated. I couldn't believe that he had passed away right in front of me. I felt a sense of urgency and disbelief. As the police began their investigation, I stood there in shock, trying to process what had happened. The weight of the situation was overwhelming, and I struggled to understand how my uncle had passed away without a trace. In the following days, the autopsy results revealed that my uncle had passed away from natural causes. While I was relieved to know that there was no foul play involved, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. There were still questions that lingered in my mind. One of the things that bothered me was the fact that my uncle's body was found in the exact location where he had chosen to be buried next to my aunt. It was as if he had predicted his own death and had chosen to rest alongside his beloved wife. Another puzzling aspect of the case was the phone call I received from my uncle just hours before his body was discovered. His voice on the phone was so different, and it was almost like talking to a stranger. I couldn't shake off the feeling that the call had come from my uncle in the future. This may sound crazy, but I believe that I received a call from my uncle after he had already passed away. He was trying to tell me that he was gone and that I should go check on him. It's the only explanation that makes sense to me. I know that some people might think that I'm crazy for believing this, but I have no other explanation for what happened. I never thought that something like this could happen to me. But I'm grateful that I listened to my intuition and checked on my uncle. Who knows what would have happened if I hadn't gotten that phone call? Now, I keep the phone that I received the call from my uncle on my desk as a reminder of this experience. It's a tangible link to a mystery that will likely never be solved. But it brings me comfort knowing that my uncle is at peace alongside his beloved wife. This experience has taught me the importance of listening to my intuition and the significance of cherishing the time I have with my loved ones. I will never forget the day that I received a call from my future uncle. It will forever be a mystery that I'm grateful to have experienced. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think about my experience? Do you believe that I received a call from my future self? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my story. If you enjoyed it, I invite you to leave a like. It really helps us grow and reach more people. Also, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel. We have many other incredible experiences that we can share with you. Once again, thank you for listening. I wish you a wonderful day and hope to see you again soon. Take care. Do you often receive phone calls from unknown numbers? Did you pick up the call?
Oh, what did you say to the person on the other end?
Share your experiences in the comments below. We appreciate hearing your stories. Additionally, if you've ever received mysterious phone calls, please describe the caller ID displayed on your phone. Did it show a local or international number? Or was it a private or withheld number? Your detailed accounts can help shed light on this intriguing phenomenon.